Hello, students. What this video will be about is the steps you need to take in if you see a piece of writing, how to take notes on the writing that will then prepare you to write a good summary. And this is something I know that I'm pretty confident that a lot of the high schools do things like this, where they will have you either do notes or do a summary. So what I've chosen right here is this is a selection. This is a blog called New Zealand, and the title of the article is Missouri School District Told to Change the Subject on Ferguson. So the first thing when we read and we take notes on this is we can see that we have to come up, if we read this, we can see that there is we have a general title, which most likely is going to relate to the topic. So I have the Missouri School District told to change the subject on Ferguson. And as we read, we see here in many ways the chaos in Ferguson, Missouri is a perfect topic for high school discussions. The death of a black teen by a white police officer could be a good opening for teachers to raise subjects like the judicial system, civil disobedience, racial divides, and the role of the media. Now as we come down here, though, but we see here in the second paragraph, but in the Edwardsville School District, middle and high school teachers have been told to change the subject and refocus the students. So you can see right there, that's the second paragraph of the of this writing piece. Now, that's going to be our clue. When you examine the writings, the first sentence might not be the topic sentence. It might not even be the first paragraph. If you notice, this paragraph tends to be a lead up. This is background information. In Step Up to Writing, we typically call this blue. It's the background that leads to the topic sentence, and this right here is going to be the topic. And you can see the district's ban has upset some parents, and it goes on with the reading there. Then you can see that it's caused some students and parents to lash out, which is not healthy in the District 7 community. So you can see that this particular entry, this right here, this paragraph is going to be our topic sentence or something abridged or in our own words. So here, what we can say, I cannot look at both of these at the same time. I have to move this over, or I can shorten this. So over here I will write, so first of all, I can put over here as our summary, the title of the blog post is going to be Missouri School District told to change, if I can spell, subject on Ferguson. So we have a title. I'm going to center that right there. So then we know our topic sentence. So going over here, so now I can have both open and we can see them. So we have middle and high school teachers have been told to change the subject and refocus the students. So we can say right here, in Edwardsville School District, Edwardsville School District. And I right here, I'm going to say teachers have been told to change the subject away from the shooting in Ferguson. Because this article, we can tell right here, because the chaos in Ferguson, Missouri, we know this is about the shooting that recently happened in Ferguson, Missouri. And even though they don't mention Ferguson, Missouri right here, I know that it happens to be about Missouri. So right there, I'm going to go with the teachers have been told to change the subject away from the shooting in Ferguson. Now, it's not exactly word for word what was there, and that's important with notes, with note-taking. We're not putting things down word for word, but we're putting them in our own words. We're putting our own thoughts into this. So this right here is our main topic. And for good measure right here, if I can, let's see here. So right here, I can highlight this. What I'm going to do is highlight this for you. There we go. Text color up. I can't highlight it. Looks like I'm going to do text color. I'm going to make this green. Now, you might be wondering why I'm doing this. You might think I have suddenly lost it, or that I really like Christmas. The answer is that this correlates to step up to writing, what you've been taught before, where green is your topic sentence. Now, the next thing that we need to look up is, oops, let me get out of green, is we're looking for various topic sentences along the way. The various topic sentences that we find along the way, in these cases, and I'll just go ahead and write something here just so you can see it. If you notice, I'm putting some spaces between these topics. Now, I'm doing this, you know, if you do this on a actually, I would recommend, when you do this on a Google Doc, you actually would, you don't need to put these spaces in here, but I'm leaving them in here so that way you see that we're going to fill these up. We're not just going to leave topic, topic, topic. So, and actually right now, before I do anything else, I'm going to make these yellow, which is going to look really fancy. Look at that. Yellow. Now you're wondering, why am I doing yellow? Because yellow is the next area in step up to writing. Actually, now that I think about it, okay, there we go. And I'm going to leave these like this, actually, and I'm gonna, now that I see it, how it looks, I'm gonna do a little colon here. And I might not have 3 topics. I might have more than that, I might have less than that. When you're summarizing, you don't know. I'm probably gonna type the rest of this, however, in black, so that way we can actually see it. Because if we type this all in yellow, we will not be able to see it, and that will not help you. Like I said before, I'm just doing 3 as placeholder. We might end up having more or less. So what we have to do next is then figure out what the topic, the subtopics are going to be. So looking here, our next clue is we have this is sort of our main section, our introductory. We don't need to go into the parents being upset. We don't need to go into this because you can tell by the format of this particular blog entry that we would not, this is sort of parents being upset. Looking right here, a difficult conversation to have. It's tempting, especially when you do a textbook. The textbook for these subtopics can easily go in yellow. But in this case, we have to use our judgment. In this case, this is a clue, but it most likely is not going to be perhaps word for word. So if we read the next couple of paragraphs, and I'll leave that up there, you can pause it to read it. Looking here, you know, we can see that there have been, of course, protests. There have been people talking about oppression, and right here you can see that part of this is that Education Plus is arguing that there needs to be sensitivity. So I'm not going to call this a difficult decision to have. When I'm going to look for this first yellow topic, so I'm going to say, oops, double click, we'll do it's already there. I'm going to say topic number 1, oops, gotta undo the yellow so we can see it. But the reason why I have the yellow is so you know that that's what it is. And this is not letting me do black. So I'm going to say a difficult, whoops, no, I'm going to say, is that this topic, biscuit. I'm going to say this, it's not even doing it, oh my gosh. This topic requires sensitivity. And I think that and I can put even here so that when I write my summary later on, I can say this topic right here. We can say the Ferguson shooting requires sensitivity. And the reason why I'm doing that is when I refer back to it, I might want to actually say the Ferguson shooting. There are times with note-taking where we can't just, it's not a machine. We can't just say this is what we're doing. That it does require us a judgment, and we do have to think about what exactly it is we're doing. So that's our first topic right there. So then looking here, the next subtopic here is students. We can see that students want to discuss it in class, but that is a clue. But that does not necessarily mean that it is what we're going to. It's going to be automatically be the topic right there. So I'm not going to pause it. You can pause this to read it to yourself to see what it's about, and then see what I'm going to do as a judgment. Now, as you can see, it is all about, leading up and how students really want to discuss it. And this is probably a good thing. I'm going to say that I'm going to change it just, actually, I think in this particular case, see if I can get the color to work, I'm going to actually go with it in this case. Students want to discuss it in class. So I'm going to go from there. Obviously, I'm not going to go into much more right now. I'm just doing the second subtopic. If you notice, I'm not putting down every single detail that's coming out. In order to write the summary, you have to pick out the subtopics. You have to dissect the structure before you really write the summary. So then I'm going to go to the last paragraph, and I encourage you to pause it. So you can see that. And right here, one of the clues, of course, is don't sweep it under the rug. In case you don't know what that means, what sweep it under the rug means is, let's say you're vacuuming your house and you see a bunch of dust, and rather than try and clean it up, you sweep it under the rug and pretend it's not there. That's what it means. So don't sweep it under the rug. Now, I think it's better to say that many people feel it's important to discuss it. I'm going to just change the wording a little bit. So I'm going here. I'm going to hope that I can get this in black writing so it is actually visible to you. So here we go. So many feel that this is important to discuss. And so from there, we've got our 3 yellows. Now, we've got the main topic and the subtopics. Now, actually going back here, I'm going to look here. We might actually have something between the green and the first red topic. What I'm going to put, I actually am going and looking back on this, is we've got upset parents here. And that doesn't really fit into the first thing. But I'm going to put this right here. Now, then what we do from this point forward, under everything, we're not putting green or yellow, but what we're putting is red. So we can say here, many parents are upset. And I'm going to